Hello, everyone. Hopefully you can all hear me okay. We've got quite a good attendance, which is good news. In your Teams, to the side, there is a section for live Q&A, so you can post any questions in there as we go along, and I'll answer them when I get to the end of the presentation. So this is going to be a live demonstration of the RDS system, which hopefully most people are familiar with, have used a little bit, but maybe want to find out some better ways of working with it, or maybe they've had some issues with it in the past and just want to make sure that everything is working as it should be. So I hope everyone's staying safe and that you're keeping well in these difficult times. I know it's challenging, everyone working from home, but the idea of systems like RDS is that they make everyone's life easier and allow us to continue to work. So just a little bit on what RDS is. RDS is a remote access system. It's designed to allow you to access your applications and files in the office in a similar way to the way that you would be working on your PC normally. It's a little bit different to other methods of remote access. Another popular method is VPN access. The main difference between RDS and VPN is that when you're using RDS, all of the work that you're doing and all the data that you're working on is contained in the office. There's nothing being transferred back and forward between the office and your computer. Unlike a VPN where everything you open is transferred across that VPN, and that can impact other people using the service as it uses quite a lot more bandwidth. Just like all methods of remote access, RDS is constrained by internet connectivity. So if you're on a really fast internet connection, you're going to get a really fast experience. If you're on a kind of slower internet connection that drops in and out quite a lot, then you may experience some issues. Similar to if you're using a streaming service. If you're watching something like Netflix on a slow connection, it's going to buffer, it's going to lag. If you're on a nice fast connection, you're going to watch everything in full HD and it'll be nice and fast. So I'll jump into RDS itself. So the first thing that's very important for RDS is that you use the correct browser. So there's quite a few different browsers that you could use, but Internet Explorer is the browser that RDS is designed for. And I would just like to highlight the difference between Internet Explorer and Edge. They do have very similar icons. You can see down on my bottom bar here. This one is Internet Explorer. It will work in Edge. It'll work in any of the browsers. You'll just get a slightly less smooth experience. So the first time you visit the RDS website, you'll be presented with a page that looks like this, and you'll get this notification down the bottom here, and this will only come up if you're using Internet Explorer. It's important that you tick allow for all websites, which will change the page and give you these two tick boxes here. When you're using RDS, you should select this is a private computer. And the main difference between the two is the length of time it takes to time out. So if you're regularly getting kicked out of RDS every few minutes when you walk away from your computer or go to the toilet or something like that, make sure you've got private computer ticked and the timeouts will be longer. So you log into RDS using the same password that you would use to log into your computer. And you'll be presented with this screen, which is the Duo two-factor authentication page. Duo is similar to the additional security levels offered by banks. So when you log into your bank account online, usually you'll get a text message or you'll have to put in a memorable phrase or a code. This is exactly the same. It stops people guessing your password, entering the system as you, without you authorizing it from your phone. If you want to, you can tick remember me for one day, and then you won't be prompted every time you log into RDS for the rest of that day. So I'm just going to send my mobile phone a push, which I'll accept, and that'll let me log in. And this will look similar to most of your RDS servers. There'll be some applications on here which are a little bit different. Each RDS server has been customized to the applications that that particular client uses. So there's a few on here which we use internally at Grant McGregor, which you guys won't have, and then there'll be some other applications on your one which we don't have on ours. So the very first application that you click on from this list, it will prompt you again for Duo on your phone. So I usually start with quite a simple application, just because it's less strain on the server, it's less difficult for the server to try and load up that application straight away. So rather than jumping straight into one of the more complicated business level applications, I just load up the File Explorer application. And that'll send me a prompt on my phone again, just for this first one. Once I've accepted it, it will load up that application. What I generally do then is I'll just minimize that application, and I'll keep that application minimized on my bar the whole time that I'm working in RDS. And that means that any other application that I click on the RDS screen, I won't be prompted for any more Duo logins on my phone. So I can open up Word and it will just open straight away. I can open Excel, it'll open straight away. There's no more Duo prompts. But if you close all of the applications that you're running, after a few minutes, it will drop your connection and then you'll be prompted for Duo again. One important thing to note is that each of these icons on here are single click applications. So what I have observed in some instances is people double clicking on these icons, but actually loads the item twice, which can cause confusion for the server and also for you as a user if you've got double of every application that's open. So every single one of these is just a single click. When you're working in RDS, you'll have access to all your files as you would do normally when you're working on your PC. So here's my company's server, applications that I can install, that sort of thing. But what you can do is transfer things from that server to the PC that you're working on. So for example, if it's a type of file which you can't open in RDS, maybe it's like a large drawing file and you don't have AutoCAD or Illustrator or something like that installed on the RDS server, you can copy files from the RDS server to your local PC. So if I just grab any old file, if I just copy this, and then I come to my local PC down here, I can paste that to my local PC and open it locally, do whatever I need to do. If I'm using my email locally on the PC instead of through RDS, I can attach that to an email. And then likewise, I can copy it back into RDS using the same method. If I'm using one of the applications inside RDS, like Word or Excel, then my experience of opening files and folders will be similar to what you experience on the PC in the office. So if I come into Open, browse for some files, I'll get the same server view that I would do, and I can open any of my regular files straight from inside Word, Excel, and then save them straight back to the server as well. Another method of accessing your local PC from RDS are these shortcuts here. So this is the C drive of my PC at home. If I double click on this, this will give me the local drive of my computer at home. I can go into my own profile, go into my documents folder, grab any document I want off of my local computer as well, and then open that using an application straight inside RDS. It is possible to print from inside RDS as well. So you can either print to a printer which is in the office, or you can print to a local printer which might be attached to the PC that you're using at home. If you come into RDS and go to print in one of the applications, this is the printer in my office, so I could print that if I wanted, if it wasn't offline because everything in our office is turned off. If I had a local printer attached to my PC, it would appear in this list here, and it would say in brackets redirected next to it. And that's the local printer on my PC being redirected to the RDS server to allow me to print to it. One of the common sorts of things that we get through to the service desk is applications that might have frozen up in RDS, or be not quite responding in the way that you expect, or maybe they're hidden behind another application. So all the RDS servers have Task Manager, and this works in the same way as it would do on your PC locally. Task Manager, if you haven't used it before, is there to kill applications which have crashed. So these are all the applications that are running on the server. You don't need to worry about those. You can't do anything with them anyway. If you try to end one of them, it will just say you don't have the admin rights to do so. But if I open up Word, and we'll pretend that Word has crashed, and I go into Task Manager in here, I can kill Word from in here, which will close it off. So if you're working on an application, there are some applications which are not fully designed for use with RDS. Maybe they're a third party, or they're just developed by kind of a one-man band. Maybe they've been published to RDS, but they're not fully supported. Sometimes they can hide themselves, sometimes they can hang up, and that's why we've put the Task Manager there for everyone, so that you can kill off those applications if need be. Another way of getting rid of any applications that that might have happened to is this little icon down in the bottom right here, which is the remote app icon, which when you click it, you can disconnect all applications that you have open. So if I open a few different things, so I've got Word and Excel and Explorer. If I come down here, disconnect all my sessions, it will kill all of those applications at the same time. Which then, of course, I'll be prompted for Duo again because I'm opening them all from scratch. There's a function which some people might find useful depending on how you're working in the present times. If you've taken your desktop PC or laptop home to your house, then you'll be working on that PC directly and connecting to the RDS server in the office. Some people have a need to connect to their PC in the office, so maybe you've left your desktop in the office and you've taken a laptop home, and your PC in the office is maybe running AutoCAD or something like that, and you want to connect to that PC. There is an option at the top here to connect to a PC. So if I put in a name of a PC that's in my office, it will prompt me for Duo to do this as well. So I can connect directly to a PC in my office, and then I can work on that PC as if I'm in front of it in the office. So I can use applications that maybe aren't supported on the RDS server or have a specific need to run locally in the office. This option may not be available to everyone on their RDS server. It was hidden to avoid confusion before what's happening in the world at the moment started happening. So if it's not there and it's something that you would find useful, then we can unhide that option for you. Another useful feature is if you've got several applications open, let's say you get kicked out of RDS for some reason. Maybe your internet connection drops, maybe you leave it for a long time and it times out. If you sign out of RDS or get kicked out, all your applications will close. As soon as you go back into RDS and open an application again, all the previously opened applications will just open up as they were. I've got all the stuff open here, and here's the document that I was working on. So while getting kicked out of RDS is annoying, if your internet connection drops for a minute, there is a grace period. You haven't lost all the work that you're working on. You can come straight back into it and pick up where you left off. So that was all the tips and tricks I had. I've been using RDS myself regularly for many years now, and I've been using it this entire time that we've all been working at home. And it's certainly a lifesaver for our business and our way of working. So hopefully other people are reaping the benefits of it as well. If anyone does have any questions, there's a Q&A section in Teams. It should just be on the right-hand side of your Teams window. There's some icons at the top. One of them should be Q&A, so you can type any questions in there if you would like. I'll just pause for a few moments in case anyone wants to ask any, and then I'll answer them. No, doesn't look like anyone's got any questions. If you do have any questions or want to follow up with anything specific on RDS, you can just email me directly or give me a call or contact the service desk, and I'll happily offer any advice or answer any of your questions. Hope that's been useful for people, and hope you all stay well, stay safe, and everyone gets out of this current situation as quickly as possible. Okay, thanks. Bye for now.